Linda, and I'm here today to talk to you about my most recent book. I'm working on four other books right now as we speak. But my last book was The Pastor's Guide to Stewardship and Philanthropy. And I want to give you a little bit of a disclaimer, and then I'm going to read to you a little bit from chapter one of this book. But the book was written from a Catholic perspective because I happen to be Roman Catholic, and my experience in working in churches and volunteering in churches has been mostly on the Catholic side of things, but this can be adapted for anything. So if I say some words in here that may sound foreign to you, it can be adapted for whatever congregation you happen to manage, or maybe you're a volunteer and you want to see this happen more in your parish, to be more in tune with stewardship and philanthropy. So, as I said, the title of the book is The Pastor's Guide to Stewardship and Philanthropy. And I'm going to read to you from chapter one. The role of stewardship and philanthropy in pastoral life. As you read through this book, I will be presenting you ideas which emphasize the importance of stewardship, usually defined as time, talent, and treasure. However, we find many religious institutions overlook the treasure part. It is relatively easy to think about asking people to give you their time and talent, but to ask for their treasure might seem painful. By the time you finish this book, my hope is that you will look at stewardship, and especially the fundraising part, in a new light. You will learn that giving people an opportunity to support your work and that of the church is really offering them a great gift. So, are you ready to dive into what may be uncharted waters for you? I promise you will see that your faith will be the lifesaver you need to navigate those waters and to become a successful fundraiser and leader of parish volunteers without giving up your dedication to the parish's mission and vision. First, let's talk about stewardship in terms of time, talent, and treasure. You will probably find, as most pastors have, that your parish has a small group of people who seem to do it all. They may be liturgical ministers, singing in the choir, serving as lectors, or Eucharistic ministers in the church, maybe church to the homebound and those in nursing homes. And then there will be another number of people who are good at organizing events, both social events and fundraising events. Still others serve in leadership roles on parish councils, finance councils, or stewardship councils. Many times these roles will overlap, and some will be involved in almost all aspects of parish life. But what about the rest of the parish? Are they content with attending Mass and going home, maybe not even attending a social hour after Mass? Or are they reluctant to serve because they don't think they have any useful talent? Or because they see the same people doing everything and are afraid if they volunteer for one thing, they will be expected to be like the overachievers in the parish and do it all? Or perhaps they don't feel welcome because simply they've never been asked. So first, you need to determine what tasks and ministries you need volunteers to do. Some possible tasks, in addition to the liturgical ministries named above, might include hospitality ministers to welcome new parishioners, hospitality ministers to serve refreshments after Mass during social time, a cleanup crew to assist your maintenance personnel, Environmental Stewardship Committee, who would be responsible for planning events such as Laudato Si events, Earth Day, or St. Francis Day celebrations. Liturgical Environment Committee to focus on the liturgical environment, banners, altar cloths, and seasonal decorations. Outdoor environmental helpers to plant pollinator gardens or other native plants in your community and your parish. A social justice team to work on issues relating to Catholic social teachings such as stop abortion, end the death penalty, immigration rights, and so forth. Community involvement teams to have your parish represented in local or regional events such as parades, fairs, or community organizing about local issues. Religious education for children and youth. Religious education for adults. Bible study leaders. book club leaders, office assistants to help with mailings, answering phones, etc., diocesan representatives for diocesan-wide activities such as a vocations committee. Specific areas of concern in your parish, such as sign language interpreters, Spanish or other language interpreters, Black Catholics, etc. Other special needs, such as food pantry volunteers, soup kitchen volunteers, or helpers with other community services you might have in your parish, or perhaps an LGBTQ ministry. So the list is very long, you can see, and perhaps your list is long and you're thinking, where on earth do we find all these volunteers? The good news is the more volunteers you have, the more you can remove from your plate, so you will have time and energy to complete your never-ending work. I assure you that finding volunteers is not as difficult as you think. So what are some of the ways to do this? If you have a stewardship committee, first enlist their help. You can also ask your welcoming committee to distribute a list of tasks to new members of your parish. Many times, new people are eager to get involved as a way to meet new people, and often they bring valuable experience from their previous parishes. And if you personally welcome new members through a letter, an announcement at Mass, or a phone call, you can also ask them about their talents, skills, and interests they have, which might be helpful to your parish. You will find a great example of a welcome letter for new parishioners in the appendix of this book. So that's just kind of an introduction to the book, and we'll go into a lot more detail on all of these aspects of running a ministry fair and things like that. So I hope you'll pick up the book. Again, it's called The Pastor's Guide to Stewardship and Philanthropy. And you can see by the cover, I used the parable of the man who gave three of his servants. He was going away on a trip, and he gave his servants a number of talents, which was actually a form of currency in those days. And yeah, one man turned his one talent into 10, one turned it into 5, and one buried the talent because he was afraid that he would lose it or something. And we don't want any of your parishioners to bury their talents. So I hope that you'll pick up this book, whether you're a pastor or a member of a stewardship committee or a parish council, and you feel like this could be helpful to your pastor. I urge you to pick up the book and take a look at it. It's not a very thick book. It's a fairly easy read, and I'm always here to answer questions. So hopefully you'll be able to pick up this book and turn your parish into one that is successful in stewardship of time, talent, and treasure for your parish. Thanks.